So welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom. This could be a very silly idea. So I have a hankering after going down the Panther line. Panther and the Panther 2, the E50 which looks fantastic, and the E50M which looks also fantastic. And I've never researched anything beyond Tier 3. In fact, did I even... yeah, I must have played Tier 3. So, I've never played anything beyond Tier 3 on this line, which means I haven't gone through the DW2, which players of the game will tell you is probably... not probably, it is the worst tank, heavy tank in the game. It's a Tier 4 German heavy tank. It's got no gun and it's got no armour. So apart from that, it's absolutely fantastic. But you do need to work through it to get onto the Panther. And so I've been thinking, do I do it? Do I click that buy button? I could just free XP to the BK and then on. But I don't really want to use my free XP, so let's go for it. So I'm not going to take any crew for the moment. I'm going to see what crew I've got in my warehouse, in my bunker. So here we have it. However, I am going to take I'm going to use my free XP on putting all the upgrades in place. I want to use, it may be rubbish, but I want to use it as best as I can. Oh, did I need to do that? Maybe I did, yeah. So another choice of guns. Both Tier 4 guns. It appears you have a short 75, which is nearly 14 rounds a minute. Very little AP penetration, 43 only for 110. We could spam gold. High explosive anti-tank round at 87 round penetration, which isn't so bad, and 110 damage. Or HE at 38 penetration, 175. Or you take the 50 centimeter or 5 centimeter, 50 centimeter, that would be amazing. 5 centimeter, 50 millimeter gun, which has a higher rate of fire, better penetration, and less damage. The APCR with that, so the standard round has 67 penetration. And 70 damage. APCR round on it has a whopping 130 and 70 penetration. HE is 25 and 90, so pretty much irrelevant. Dispersion 0.4. I think I'm going to go for I was half inclined to go for 75mm and just load it with HE, but I think I'm going to go with this 50mm and see what we can do with that. So let's have a look at it in the garage. Ooh, it's an ugly looking thing, isn't it? Let's see if we can put the top engine in it. At least I've got, so it's fully upgraded. Now let's see what crew I've got that I can put in it. I have an old commander there, let's put him in it. So for the less experienced guys out there, obviously I can put in, I can use extra crew, old crew that I've got hanging around. However, as they stand, they will not be any good in this tank. You can see they were 100% crew, and because none of these guys are a heavy tank like this tank is, they don't belong to a heavy tank. I mean, we've got light tanks and TDs and even an arty there, crew member. Their skill drops to 50% and 55%. It's 55% because you get 5% from the commander. So I have to retrain them. Now there are two ways of doing that. You click on the retrain button. You either pay 100 gold, 200 gold per crew member for 100% crew, or I get them to 80% and use 20,000 gold per man. I'm going to do that because I have no intention of holding on to this crew. I've got loads of mediums, and the stupid thing with this line, if you look at it, once I'm through here, this guy's a heavy, but everything from here is a medium. And so I'm really not going to use this crew beyond here. So this may be a mistake because it's a terrible tank, and I'm now putting a distinctly average crew on it, but let's see what we can do with it anyway. That's what I'm doing. So we put some consumables on it, so we put a small repair kit, first aid kit, and put an automatic fire extinguisher because I've got lots of those, and I think I can't press the button quickly enough. We've got a lot of rounds, so I'm just going to take down the amount of them. I'm just going to put those 3 because I've got 3 sitting in the garage. I am going to be a gold tart because it looks like I need gold with this tank. Yeah, I think that'll do. So we've got quite a lot of rounds of AP, 21 rounds of APCR. Let's do that. Yeah, okay. What sort of equipment are we going to put on this, if anything? I've got equipment in the garage I could put on it. I'm going to put vents on it because that will improve the overall crew ability. And I had it in there already. We might as well put medium gun rammer because why not? It improves the shooting. What's the view range? 300. Maybe we'll put coated optics on it just so we can at least do a job as a bit of a scout. So there we have it. I have to say I'm a little nervous about taking this out because everybody says how poor it is. But let's find out. Okay, quick update on this pile of poo. I have now played, how many games have I played? I've lost it. 7 games. And I've lost the majority of them. I'm on 43% win rate. But after about the first 3 games where I did diddly squat, in fact 2 of them I just got hit by artillery very early on, so that was pretty pathetic. But I've swapped out the gun. I've gone for the short 75 and I've loaded it primarily with HE. And that seems to be a far better way to play this tank, almost like a derper. So yeah, we'll see some games of that because that's what I've chosen to do, and it seems to work. Well, work as well as this vehicle can do because it is utterly rubbish. But anyway, see some more games. Okay, so this is an encounter battle on Ensk. It's a tier 4 game, so we've done pretty well out of that. And every tank, oh, they've got 2 tier 3s, we've got 1 tier 3, but every other tank is a tier 4. So this is good matchmaking for this tank. Well, I suppose it could be better, we could be 1 tier 4, but I'll take it. When the majority of the team are the same tier as you, then I'll take that every time. So I have got coated optics on this tank, so we're going to head down and play a little bit passive to start with, see what we can spot, see if we can get some early shots. There always seems to be people who want to push down the railway lines, particularly down this one here. So we're going to knock down that building and set up here. See what we see. Oh, and there's a SU, but he's on the other side of that other building, but there's another tree gone down, so there's obviously a lot of vehicles down there. Well, at least a couple of vehicles anyway. That's a lot, sort of. You know what I mean. T28 didn't see anything, but there goes another tree. So there is definitely Bears in the woods, and there he is. That was the one we were waiting for. And that was a loopy shot. You see that loop? Missed that one, looped over the top of him. Can we get him before he even managed to fire at me? Yes sir, we can. Very nice. People always head down that alley, I just don't get it. At least wait a bit and then head down it. Anyway. So I'm going to move forward a bit. I can get my lower plate under this foundation of this building. Oh, there's a... Hello, Mr. Panther. No, no shot on him. He doesn't know I'm here yet. Now he's coming. Now he's straight on. It's harder for me to pen him. So I'm changing to heat. Because if I can hit that upper structure... He's also used premium with me, so I don't feel too bad, but his premium is taking less than 50 off me, mine's taking more than 100 off him. So one more shot and he's gone. Thank you very much. Now we lost a fair bit of health there, nearly 200 health, but we took down another tank, and a good tank at that. So can we get a shot? They're capping, but it's 8-5. It looks like we've got a couple of tanks over there, so we've got time. 8-6, okay. Oh, BT's not looking. Good night. So we've got 3 kills now. 700 odd damage. So we'll push down here. Let's see if we can get. There was a Type 91 up the north, and there's a Hetzer up the north. So we'll see if we can get close to them and see if we can cause some mayhem. Yeah, I definitely prefer the derp gun on this tank. It's a far better option. Noob driving here, I'm sorry. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking there. I was planning to go through that gap, but then I realised there's no way I'm going to get through that gap. It's not with the fat arse on this tank. So, continue around here. There must be somebody. I've only got one tank in the cap. So where they are? So 1, 2, 3 are there. Okay. So it looks like it's their DW2 is most likely the one in the cap. Still a bit tight. 11-9. Still fairly tight. Let's see what we can do. T80 is further away. They've still got one in the cap. Now they've got 2 in the cap, so I'm very pleased I pushed on. What can we see? Oh, it's a DW. And we at least suspend the... I'll do more than that. I hit him in the... Oh, where did that shot go? I mean, I hit him... Oh. Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Got me in the engine though. Right, we've got premium loaded. Shouldn't really need premium, but we've got to make sure that kill. It's 13-9. Oh, there's another one. Can we finish him as well? Yes, we can. Very good indeed. So 14-9. We've killed 6. Got Top Gun, and over 1,000 damage. There's only one left. There's no way I'm going to get there. I'm not going to fix my engine because it's just a waste of a repair kit. Yeah, the last enemy's on 16 health points. He's a light tank. They're just going to pulverise him. So what's the point? I might as well keep trundling along, make some capture points, and enjoy the win. So amazingly, that was an ace tanker. I have to say I've played a fair number of the games in this, and at one point my win rate was going up to sort of 60% odd, but then it settled back down to sort of high 40s. But you can have some monumental games in this tank, particularly if you take the dirt gun, because you know your potential of doing 200-300 damage a shot if you penetrate with the HE is very high, and if you do that you're going to do very, very well, because this is just a tier 4 tank that's only used to scoring 100 damage tops a turn. So yeah, and that's kind of what happened in this game. We did a lot of derping damage, and we got the ace tanker, we got bruiser, we got duelist, fire for effect, high caliber, and top gun. And it wasn't until I'd killed 6 tanks that I realised I was on top gun. Anyway, we had 880 base XP, 1005 damage, top on, well, damage across everybody. The Matilda had a good game. I platooned up to him just to get the mission done. So we fired 21 shots, hit with 16 of them, and penetrated with 15 of them. Again, I think that metric's a bit bust, because we certainly didn't penetrate 15 times. We caused damage 15 times, yes, but penetration was probably only 1, maybe 2 shots. But you know, with an HE foreign gun, it's all about dishing out the damage. And the thing is, you will, unlike that pathetic 50cm gun that just didn't penetrate anything unless you use gold, this HE gun can. It will do damage all the time. We got some capture points, defense points. So what's that? 56 defense points and 13 capture points, which is nice. We did use a bit of gold, so we ended up at a profit of 23,600. We only made just over 8,000, but XP wasn't bad, 1,300, which wasn't bad at all. So there you go. So that's the DW2 finished. I've now got enough experience to move on to the next tank. It took me 29 battles, win rate of 41%, which is not great. Average XP per battle of 449. And we did actually get a mastery in it. 29 battles, 41%. We only survived 24%. Fairly accurate in terms of hits. 69%, considering the bulk of that time I used the derp gun. Average experience 449, as I said. Average damage to enemy vehicles 343, and this is the big problem with this tank. Average damage received 398, so received more damage than we gave out. So what's my view? The DW2 is not a good tank, but it's not as good, it's not as bad as advertised. I was expecting something that was a complete and utter dog, and while it isn't great, it's not a dog. It's not a tank I will look forward to or look back on with anything other than disdain, maybe, and I'll sell it in a minute and move on and forget all about it. But it's not as bad as I feared it might be. However, one big caveat I will say with this thing, I found the derp gun was far better. The 75mm that you get here was a far better, loaded up with HE, than the 50mm, the 5cm. That just did not have the penetration. Unless you are going to fire gold like you wouldn't believe, my advice would be stick with a 75, fire HE. See my loadout here, 46 rounds of HE, 25 of heat and 19 of AP. I don't think I fired any AP at all. I fired a few heat and mainly HE, and that way you keep dishing out the damage. But this is a big old tank, very big tank, and I've lost count the number of times I got one-shotted by artillery. Out of those 29 games, or in excess of 10-15% of the games, I was one-shotted by artillery. It's slow, it's got very little armour. I would imagine the top armour is non-existent, and it's big, and you will take arty hits and they will kill you. Also, this front plate is worse than advertised, 50mm, and it's so flat, everything goes through it. So, you know, while you've got a okay gun, this tank just has no armour to speak of, really. Luckily it only says T5s, because if it's all T6s you might as well just go and jump in the lake straight away. So anyway, we've done it, we've finished it. I can hit the research and get the VK30OH. It gives me a little bit of extra, and then we can do this. Where is it? There we go. Sell. So there you go. That's me. That's Gamer Dom. Finished with this tank. Thanks for watching. Please do give a like and subscribe to my video if you get a chance, and I'll see you again soon. Enjoy yourselves, have fun, remember it is just a game, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye DW2, see you again.